Hey everybody, welcome to Dirt Church MTB. We just had a whole bunch of rain here recently, and the conditions are perfect to get out on the trails. That's one of the interesting things about Redding, California, is that when other mountain biking regions are getting snow, this is when our season really shines and we get good rain and good dirt. So I'm out here on the trails again. I'm gonna have some friends show up today. We're gonna hit up some jumps. Then I might do some more single tracky type stuff. But what I really wanted to do is talk a little bit more about the Knolly Chilcotin and how things are going. Do kind of a bike check and a more long-term review. Some of the things that I've been feeling out a little bit more over time and over different trails. So keep watching. We got some good mountain biking and trails and talking about bikes coming up. All right.
Yeah. One. I saw him at first today.
All right, Jazz, you know the deal. You need to follow the slow one.
Follow the rear, Jazz. Follow the rear.
Alrighty. I've been riding the Chilcotin now for about 3 months. I've had it set up as a mullet. Starting with the suspension, I am a big fan of RockShox suspension, so I'm running a Zeb up front, the new 2024 Vivid Air out back. I originally started with the Zeb at 170 millimeters, which is the way the bike is designed, I guess, from the shop. Then I swapped it out to a 180 millimeter spring, and I definitely prefer that. The 180 just it pairs really well with the 170 mil rear travel, and it fits the intentions of the bike. It did slacken out the front a bit, which was already slack in the mullet setup, but I don't really mind it at all. It still feels and handles really good. The Vivid Air is an amazing shock. When I first started riding the bike, it felt really linear and plush. And so I didn't know how many air spacers I had. I had the shop add another. It turns out that I was running the Vivid Air with one volume reducer already installed, so we went to two. The change from one volume reducer to two made a significant difference, and it does change the characteristics of the bike. So when I added the volume reducer, went up to two volume reducers in the Vivid Air, it made it more progressive, and I found I could back off on the low speed compression and still have support for pumping. When the dirt's like this, the berms are just so good.
So, yeah, it's so nice. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good day to get out.
The build kit of the Chilcotin that I went with was the Fox XT build kit, and some of those components are still here. Really just the XT brakes and drivetrain, even though I've changed out some of that. So I'm running XT brakes front and rear, but I did up front rotor to a 220, and that's actually a SRAM HS2 rotor. Really love that rotor. And in the back, I have a 200 millimeter. I just took the 200 millimeter off the front and put it on the back. So that's kind of the XT 200 millimeter rotor.
Oh gosh, those burns are good.
So good.
That was fun. It's a different type of feature because you gotta.
Where's Jazz?
Right there.
Oh.
You gotta put your hips in the air.
Well, you guys are wrapping up.
I'm done.
No, I'm glad you guys came out. I'm gonna roll down with you because I think I'm gonna go up and pedal up to the ridge. Yeah, at the very least do snail. I might make it longer, depending on how I feel when I get up to the top. Yeah. See you guys. All right, see you, Dwayne. All right, stay. Good girl. Come on, girl. Still have the Shimano XT drivetrain, but I did go with the 5-dev cranks. So I'm running 160 millimeter cranks instead of the 170s that came stock. I did this partially because I wanted to try the 5-dev cranks, and also because in the mullet I have a pretty low bottom bracket and I wanted some extra pedal clearance. I vastly prefer the shifting of the Shimano XT drivetrain over the SRAM. After riding the 5-dev 160 millimeter cranks for a little bit, I don't think I'm a fan of the shorter crank. Everything I've had up to this point has been 170 or 175. Maybe the sweet spot for me is 165, 170, I don't know, but 160 feels short, and it feels short in a very specific situation. I can get along well with the 160 when I'm sitting and spinning, and for most climbing applications it doesn't bother me. When the shorter cranks really bother me is when I'm doing a standing out of the saddle sprint. You know, when I'm in a higher gear and I want to lay down power to accelerate quickly. I can feel the shorter crank arms and the less leverage that I have when I'm putting in those pedal strokes. I did swap out the 200 millimeter post for a 240 from 1UP to go along with my carbon bars. I'm a big fan of the 1UP carbon bars. I get the 35 millimeter rise. I ended up going for all Chromag contact points, and that includes that's grips, saddle, and pedals. Really all I wanted was a Chromag stem, and then I just got a little bit carried away when I was on their store shopping. All right, here we are up at, it's not the top, but this is the top of Snail Trail. This is where I would normally drop into Snail Trail right there, or finish the climb and traverse over to the Ono Trail, which is over that way. Today, a little bit of a treat. We're gonna go for an extra pedal, and we're gonna go up the ridge to the top, the Mule Mountain Summit. And it's an extra mile, you know, mile up, mile back. Extra up means extra down, so happy about that. This is kind of a fun Black Diamond natural single track. We just had a big winter storm come through. I'm hoping there aren't too many downed trees, so we'll find out. Something I'm realizing just as I start this climb is that that was a pedal strike. Is that I hope I have enough daylight to get this little extra out and back in. I guess I'll find out. Ooh, yeah. So this is the Mule Mountain Summit trail that I'm going to be descending, and I'm a little bit worried about this because it's already a narrow trail tread. It's kind of this old school hiking trail that ends up being a fun technical Black Diamond descent on a mountain bike. The problem is it hasn't been maintained very much, so the already narrow trail tread is getting eroded in parts and making it even more narrow and off camber and loose and kind of slipping. Now there's a lot of exposure on this trail as well, and so not only do I have to mind this narrow trail tread that's eroding, but I also have to be mindful of the exposure as well. Now if that weren't already enough, because it's late in fall, there's a lot of leaves and acorns that have fallen onto the trail that are creating this loose and slippery surface. All that to say, this should be a pretty sketchy descent. I know there's one tree down and maybe some branches that I couldn't move, but for the most part, it looks to be a pretty clear ride out. So while I still have a little bit of daylight left, I better get going. It's good, not sketchy. Not sketchy at all. Okay, off camber, exposure. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the branch is whacking me in the face. A little loose. All right. Easy peasy. We're good. There's Jasmine taking French lines. So narrow. Okay. Oh, okay, super sketchy. Off camber, branches in the face. All right, come on. Low hang, here we go. Duck, yeah. It's got some good flow to it though. think if they cleaned it up, made it a little safer. Whoa, loose. All right, here we go. Tight turn. Back on the gas. Nothing to it. All right, that dog taking all them French lines. All right, this is where I remember some more serious erosion in the trail, so I'll have to keep an eye out. Nothing like needing to brake and then realizing there's no dirt. Go! Stay on the trail there. Here. Yeah, eroded. Kind of a fun little whoop-de-woo. I think we're back in it here. All right, I love this section. So good, flowy, slippery, off-camera routes. Catch your breath a bit. Okay, lost some speed there because, oh, tree. All right, back up to speed. So you could use some brush guards on my hands, but nah. Show. So good. So good. Man, this is such a fun trail. They wouldn't have to fix it too much for it to be just really, really clean. There we go. The final run to the finish. Some low-hanging trees. Man. All right, here we go. Whoop. Hi there. There's a dog back there somewhere. Oh, right behind me. Cramping up a bit. It's hard to stretch my cramping quads because I have a sprained ankle still, so I can't really pull on my foot that way. We still got daylight, Jazz. That was a lot of fun. That was worth the push for sure. Are you ready? You know all the shortcuts here, so let's go. Oh, the dirt's so good right now. They have a chainless downhill race from the top of the mountain down. And I just don't know how you can do it, really. There's definitely a few spots that I have got to pedal. But imagine if it's a little drier, rolling a little faster. The turns are fun when it's this grippy though. And last but certainly not least, what might be the most important component or upgrade on a mountain bike is the wheels I have. This has been one of the best upgrades I've ever put money into on my mountain bike. And that is these WeAre1 carbon wheels. Now the first time I bought WeAre1 wheels, I think I got the Unions. These are the Triads, so these are the new ones. And they got kind of that wavy profile. And I gotta say, I absolutely love these wheels. I can't imagine ever having a bike without carbon wheels, particularly from WeAre1. I'm sure there are other good carbon wheel manufacturers that are similar. I know they have a really impressive lifetime warranty on these wheels. I haven't had to use the warranty ever, but it's nice to know that I have that if I ever need it. When I started using these wheels, I stopped using Cush Core, and I was actually at the guidance of the company, of WeAre1. They said, hey, we designed the damping of our wheels to be used with just your tire choice only and not with inserts. So I took out the Cush Core and I ran a little bit more pressure in my tires, and the ride feel change was dramatic. The vertical compliance of these wheels makes the ride feel way more supple and responsive, and it adds a nice little rebound pop when you spring through a berm or a compression. It's a little bit to get used to, but it's good. It's really good. And then the lateral stiffness of the carbon just gives that tracking and confidence. And you know I'm a heavier rider, so I don't feel the flex during compressions, which I've definitely felt on other wheels. Even some robust aluminum wheels, I felt that flexiness. So yeah, WeAre1 for the win. You must have been taking all the shortcuts. Oh no, I forgot how just disgusting it's gonna get down here. All right. Oh, cramping up so bad on my quads right now. Just feels like a balled up muscle. Oh, the quad. Gotta find a way to stretch this out. Anytime I straighten my leg or put weight on it, it just seizes. I don't know what's gonna be easier, walking or biking. I'm able to walk it off a bit. Well, it's kind of a big climb for what I've done lately. I think what really got me though was pushing on the descent with no brakes to let my legs rest. It's that lead leg just standing up for all the downhill, just doing a wall sit for 10 minutes straight, all because I'm trying to catch the light out of here. Cramps gone away, but man, it doesn't feel good at all. But hey, gotta still shred the downs, right? Maybe I need to practice going, oh no, that doesn't feel good at all. It's gonna go goofy foot, but I'm not that good. Oh, they trimmed in here. Amazing. I can actually lean in the turns and see and not get hit in the face. So good. That was a good ride. I'm drained, but that was a good ride. Thank you for watching the video. If you're still hanging out, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and why not? Go for the trifecta of leaving a comment below. Right on. See you next time. Whew. That's a good bike. That is a good bike. Digging it. All right, Jazz. You cooked?